Hello and welcome to Paper Tuesdays with Michael Dwyer and Marc Halpin.
Our guest is one James Flood. James, your reaction to this clip, please.
Oh.
How do you feel, James?
Dublin got what they deserved.
Yeah.
They didn't go out to play football. They went out to be thugs.
Oh, right. But how happy are you? Like, what?
I've a lot of money down with people on Kerry to win, so it's kind of year I've said Dublin lose to Mayo and Kerry hopefully kick the shite out of them in the final.
Right.
So I've a couple of different bets on with Kerry to win the All-Ireland this year.
Okay.
And are Kerry definitely straight through to this All-Ireland final?
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I imagine Tyrone are scrambling to play this semi-final now. All of a sudden they know they're not going to could be playing Dublin. Like.
Yeah. I think they kind of tried to draw GA's hand, didn't they? Saying we're not going to play.
Like they've had COVID in the camp long enough. They knew.
And it's crazy to put
Like
out.
it was there before the Ulster final, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden, cases of spikes. Like tough shit.
Tough shit is right. Stop letting people up there on holidays. People from Gorey under COVID.
Tough shit. They got COVID. Everyone else has had to get on with our Sligo thrown out earlier in the year for COVID.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Sligo or shite.
Farmana and other team, were they affected by it? Like, where's their exception? Why weren't their games put back?
And another, it's the same in actually in underage games. You have to give a walkover. You can't postpone a game. Or
I seen Gorey had to give a walkover in minor football against Keane last week.
Yeah.
Did they? For COVID?
Yeah. But I thought you'd be euphoric. Like, this is Dublin, the 6-time All-Ireland champions, knocked out. Desi Farrell runs off. No.
Well, you didn't see it.
You didn't see it, did you not?
See the whole match.
Oh, right,
I've only seen
okay.
highlights.
I saw from half time on, and to be honest, it was gripping now.
Supporting my local team.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
The Mellows.
Yeah, 1-3 Marc Halpin.
Marc Halpin, yeah. We didn't win though, unfortunately, but we take a draw.
Yeah, yeah. James, I've written a song for you. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm going to try it anyway, okay? Flash flood, buckle up for storms and teacups. Flash flood, you're in for a ride. James Flood's mind, God knows what's inside. It's time for flash flood. When we were in secondary school, we didn't get on. Now we're older, I know that he's cool, and he's surely not a con. Oh, oh, oh. Flash flood, buckle up for storms and teacups. Flash flood, you're in for a ride. James Flood's mind, God knows what's inside. It's time for Flash Flood. Son of Paddy and Deirdre Flood. Paddy builds while Deirdre organises while a goalie. He was full-blooded, now a manager with many guises. Oh, opinions aplenty, committed to Katie. Not fond of the gentry. Sometimes the memory can be hazy. Oh, Flash Flood, buckle up for storms and teacups. Flash Flood, you're in for a ride. James Flood's mind, God knows what's inside. It's time for Flash Flood. All joking aside, James is a gem of a fella. Marc and him are mates since they were cubs. Maroon to the bone, a true red devil. For goodness sake, don't mention the dubs. Oh, Flash Flood.
That was unbelievable. Oh my God, that was so good.
You two are shitting themselves.
There's a bit of you in that though, James. I hope that's what I wanted to capture, you know.
Yeah, you've captured the whole.
Because
whole
Paper Tuesdays loves James Flood. You know, we get letters all the time and they say just get James on his own all the time. Now we have him here.
Jim Norris will be delighted.
Yeah.
There was calls for a spin-off series, wasn't there? The Armchair.
Oh yeah, Jacko was mad for a flood from the Armchair.
People want it.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Paper Tuesdays.
Namaste. And Hakuna Matata. And you, but actually, Jack O'Connor there, you have a great friendship with Jacko. What would you say fuels it there?
Only for Jacko letting me pay rent and tea bags, I probably would have been homeless during college.
It's such a Wexford experience, all right, that you had. You know, you spent a year of college and you didn't pay any rent for a year, but you spent many a night.
4 years.
4 years, was it?
4 years rent free.
Wow. But like you spent many a night on the couch, and you know the couch was there for you because
it's like one thing I'd always say any lad I know going to UCD, like it's always give them a phone call if you need anything. Like it's great. Wexford people tend to look out for each other up there, is what I found. Like stick together. There's the Wexford Mafia, we were known as for a while.
Pretentious bastards. Everyone in UCD.
There's nothing pretentious about us.
No, not about Jews.
no, but there is a cult effect, all right. And UCD, kind of, in fairness to it, it's a modern one, but like it's got its ag community, it's got its Wexford community, there's a lot going on there, isn't it? A lot of rural.
It's very split up. Yeah, you've a lot of different groups there.
Yeah.
I think the ag lads though are the kind of life and soul of the whole place. If they weren't there, it'd be fairly shit.
Tell me this now: was there a socialist movement in UCD?
As with there was always one fucking idiot outside the arts cafe,
in a
like
trench coat,
spouting this bullshit and smoking rollies, and you're just like, if socialism was so good, it would have caught on by now. Like, just fuck off.
My parents were up in Dublin. Shout out to Mammy and Daddy. And Podge is also a Patreon supporter. Patreon.
Shout out Podge.
And
/paper Tuesday.
they were going by Kildare Street, and there were 7 people protesting outside the Dáil looking for Leo Varadkar's resignation over the Marion Hotel. 7 people. And the key organiser, my father, said it wasn't her first rodeo. She was well equipped for the protests. So, yeah.
7 people.
Yeah. But I get the same sense, you know, it's
out of a population of how many?
Yeah.
And who sees 6 people protesting and goes, you know what, I'm going to be the 7th.
Yeah. So
and what were they just want Leo out? And who was the one who threw the coffee over Leo a while ago? Or was it coffee?
Oh,
do you remember
I
he was
didn't
in
notice.
Phoenix Park or something? See that?
Yeah,
an Asian lady.
someone attacked him. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a lot.
Was he shirtless at the time?
No, I don't think so for once.
For once. James, you meet St. Peter at the pearly gates. He says, James, my son, you have done great work as a manager and a statistician. Your dedication to your sport has been most admirable. We even like your flash floods. So if you just do one thing for us, we'll let you through the gates. James, please forgive Mick McCarthy. What do you say?
No. No. Won't allow it. It's laid out in the book.
Tell us about
in the book,
It's laid out in the book. He was wrong.
Was he wrong about one thing in particular?
Oh, he's wrong about a number of things. How can you go out and play Holland and have players eating cheese fucking sandwiches?
On white bread.
It doesn't matter what colour the bread was. But you're going out to play Holland in a World Cup qualifier. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank wasn't eating cheese sandwiches.
No, he was not.
Louis van Gaal made sure the Dutch lads were prepared right.
Cheese sandwiches.
Cheese fucking sandwiches.
This was it 2002? Was
2001.
2001 this was. Was nutrition at that level yet?
It should have been, yeah. They're professional athletes. Like, he went to Mick McCarthy, he had a meeting, we want pasta, cereals, chicken, all that kind of thing. And they get cheese fucking sandwiches. And he's told you should have asked for that. They did ask for it. Lads laughing and joking about it. Go out to Saipan. Basic organisation. It doesn't need to be 2020 to make sure the fucking gear is where the competition is going to be played. Comes out 2 days after the players arrive. Should have been out there 3 weeks beforehand.
Mick McCarthy was there 2 days before the players arrived.
No. The players were on the island, ready to train for the World Cup, and they had no gear.
No gear. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Michael, you would have your gear ready for your underage hurling on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, cones and everything out, ready to go. And they were there waiting 2 days.
Mick McCarthy, though, he's had an illustrious career.
What's he won?
I don't know.
He managed just had the nice big word there, illustrious.
He's had a bigger career management than I have.
We shaped them.
We
lads
shaped
for hurling.
them young lads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we took an under 14 hurling match once.
The team was pulled out after that.
Yeah. No, in fairness, underage football,
We've a good record.
good record.
Yeah.
We do.
Good cop, bad cop.
Good cop, bad cop, I think.
Bad cop, worst cop, I think.
We put the spit in their eyes.
Yeah.
Them eyes.
You're missing the bit of the arm pump there. Put the spit in the eye.
Spit in the eyes.
James, what's one change you'd like to see in society?
One change I'd like to see in society. Less whingers.
Nice whingers.
Right.
More people just going with the flow.
Ooh. Right. So, I'm sorry now, but flash flood to me can be a whinge.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But is there a paradox there?
No.
No. Okay.
I can, do,
deny the paradox,
I,
there's no
I can do what I want.
Yeah. You can.
Yeah,
you can.
it doesn't-
Because you go with the flow.
Yeah.
I see where we're going here.
I don't want to give out about one or two things. I don't give out the whole time. I'm not constantly going up to Kate and giving out about everything that goes on, like.
Right.
No.
You pick your battles.
Mick McCarthy and the Dubs.
Yeah.
It's just two things.
Two
They're
things.
simple. And why can't we fucking fix them?
The fucking Wasps as well.
The Wasps.
Wasps.
The Wasps. The Wasps. They are fuckers. Can't stand
Vicious
wasps.
fuckers. Like, what's a wasp's job in life bar sting you and die? What did they do? What did they bring to the table?
Wasps and the taxman.
We'll get to the taxman in a minute now. He's his own thing.
Oh.
You, Michael, you're big into the bees and horticulture and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd be open-minded to it, but sometimes I think it's about laziness as well. Like, I think sometimes we've this rewilding movement now, and sometimes, right, is it just because you don't want to cut the effing grass? Is that why you're doing this thing? But anyway, I'll leave that for another day. The girlfriend said a couple last night, evolution needs to find a way for the ACL injury to go away.
Stop playing sport.
That would be one way. It just seems to affect a lot of athletes, doesn't it?
It's mostly GA though.
Yeah, GA. Rugby has the least incidence of it.
Really?
GA and soccer have far higher incidences of it. And you'd imagine.
It's the kind of training they're doing though. I would imagine like overtraining would have a lot to do with it.
Yeah. But they don't do we don't do enough. Rugby do a lot of strength work as well, like, and work on that sort of area, whereas
Yeah, like I've seen a young lads go into the gym and it's all fucking disco muscles and big biceps and all that kind of shite.
Marc Fitness.
Mark Alpin Fitness, yeah. No one's tore their ACL of it yet.
Yeah.
None of the mammies or James or anyone.
No.
On a Saturday morning. We got a good session in there yesterday morning.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
Brilliant.
The circuit trains. Saturday
Castatown
mornings.
Healthy Club. Isn't it a great initiative, the Healthy Club? I think it's great that, GA clubs decide, we want to become healthier in all ways, and just, I like it.
Yeah. We had a stall there a few weeks ago down the pitch with a load of fruit and all, and one of the parents came over and asked did I 20 Benson.
Brilliant. Brilliant. James, have you ever had a business idea?
I have actually.
Right.
Yeah, myself and Shane are going to go around recording matches and doing stats. Isn't that right, Shane?
Oh, God, yes.
What would you call yourselves?
SJ Analytics.
Oh, I love
That
it.
sounds very
Ahead
sexy.
of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full of sex appeal. That's just me. Shane brings the other aspects to the table. That they're all ferocious sexual energy. That's on me.
Absolutely. Yeah, you spend a lot of time with statistics and analytics, don't you?
Yeah, poor Katie called herself a GA widow. Usually out 5-6 nights a week. Finished work out the door, gone off somewhere.
Yeah, but I associate that with more like spending all the time in the field. But you go home, and Marc has commented before on the amount of stats that you keep, and that isn't the work that's done in the field. That's at home. Man.
No, like I'd be a big believer in using your stats to plan your training sessions. Like it's all well and good saying, yeah, we'll go do this, we'll go do that, but you need to bring focus to it. Like your stats are going to help bring that focus. So you can look and say, right, we're losing kickouts. Where we're losing kickouts? Is it breaks? Is it clean catches? Do we need to do more movement on kickouts? Where are the scores coming from? All that kind of thing. And it just leads you to help plan your sessions, I think, and put a bit more focus into it rather than, right, we'll throw a ball in and see what happens.
I heard a story last night, right, from a certain member of my family who worked on a certain team with you in a management scenario.
Right.
Okay, remember this story I heard last night? And you were training on a certain field in Enniscorthy and a certain groundskeeper.
Oh, that bollocks. Yeah.
So apparently they were talking to the team up in the stands. James, a goalkeeping coach in this team. So James, about 3 goalkeepers.
As Brendan would like to say, assistant to the goalkeeper.
Assistant
coach.
assistant
was what Brendan thought my title was. But
assistant to the goalkeeper coach. But anyway, James and the other goalkeeping coach were down with the goalkeepers at far end. The lads were talking to the team in the stand. And anyway, Brendan said he turned around and saw the groundskeeper from the pitch. Marc Waddle was the word he used the whole way from the gate down to the far goal where James and the goalkeepers were, wagging the finger. He couldn't hear what was being said, but your man was wagging the finger. The goalkeepers were holding their hands up like this, and James, for whatever reason, was holding a tennis racket.
Where'd you get the tennis racket?
And all of a sudden, James was standing over this man, clenching a tennis racket, looking down at him. And Brendan said he was ready for James to pull on him. What happened there, James?
basically he started fucking and blinding, and I just said to him very calmly, is there a need to speak like that in front of young lads? And he kind of like, what? No, like Granda says, fuck off over there, we'll step off the pitch and we'll leave it at that. He was adamant you couldn't train on the pitch.
Right. But why did you have a tennis racket?
Special goalkeeping training.
Is it actually?
Firing tennis balls at lads.
It's like dodgeball, you know, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
It's kind of the opposite. If you can stop a tennis ball, you can stop a football.
Oh, very interesting.
Reaction work, things like that. It's like nothing fancy.
Yeah. I can't help but think, you know, actually, with these small children, they can be intimidated by the football. You think that a football isn't an intimidating object, but it can just be so big to little eyes.
You're talking about very young children now, I presume. Yeah. If you're playing minor football and you're intimidated by the football, I do
We have a problem there. No.
Maybe football wouldn't be the game for you. Badminton or something less threatening, maybe.
Oh, don't talk shit about badminton around the Dwyers. You're talking to the son of what was it?
Yeah, the bullet. The bullet.
The bullet Dwyer.
Yeah.
How do you get that?
Badminton was big back in the 80s or whatever, but Ger Lacey used to take loads of photos of them and they never made it into the paper, and it's still it's a sore spot for
They're in Jar's private collection. Actually heard Jar isn't well, that's why he retired.
Oh. Shout out to Ger.
Shout out to Jar, who wouldn't come on the podcast when we asked him.
No, politely declined.
He said he belonged on the other side of the camera.
Yes, that's right.
I think he put it in a more vulgar term or self-deprecating way than I gave it there. It was kind of sad, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to Roisin Kinsella for the brownies.
The best brownies I've ever tasted in my life.
They're fantastic.
And thank you to James for bringing some resources as well.
From Sean Stafford's
Best of
bakery.
buns.
Best of buns.
James, if you never took up GAA or soccer, what other sport appeals to you?
Cricket.
Really?
Yeah.
2020 or regular?
All of it.
All of it.
Wow. So you know all the rules.
I know how you score,
Right.
and that's kind of a lot of cricket. Catch it and you're out.
And would you have the patience for it? Like this?
I prefer the 2020 stuff.
Oh,
right.
it's class.
Like in and out, bingo, bango, done in a couple of hours.
Bingo.
Like the 3 or 4 day stuff, like that's just a glorified piss up.
Yeah.
Drinking in the sun.
They have tea breaks.
Yeah. And sometimes the sun can be too hot.
Take off the fucking jumpers.
So I got big into it with that series on Amazon Prime, The Test.
All right. Haven't seen that.
It's your man Justin Langer over the Australian cricket team. After the whole cheating thing,
Oh, yeah.
he comes in, kind of restore national pride. Brilliant. It's a great documentary.
Okay. Interesting. James, what was the most recent thing that made you cry?
Don't really cry. Say when my dog died a couple of years ago. Poor Bertie the Bichon.
Bertie. R.I.P.
Yeah.
I remember.
Buried in the bottom of the garden.
And now we have Ollie, though, who graduated from school.
Ollie graduated school, yeah. He's vicious fucker, but at least he's trained.
He's very good. I came in the other morning, not bothering him.
I like you.
Yeah.
Doesn't like some people. Doesn't like him, the Gomer don't get on.
No,
He needs the treats, doesn't he?
Yeah, I love treats, yeah. Cop now, you just throw a ball for him. He's quite happy enough with that.
He's just very high energy. He's
Yeah.
half a Springer, half a Collier.
Yeah.
Full of beans.
Mad for road.
Yeah.
James, name a cliche that you think is most true.
Don't. You may give me an example of
What's a
something.
cliche?
A cliche. Every dog has its day. That's not really a good cliche. Every cloud is a silver lining. It's a game of two halves.
It's a game of 4 quarters now.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
It's I prefer it when I'm playing it. It's quite bad to watch, though.
Do you?
Yeah.
I
You
prefer
think?
the quarters as well.
I think it works better. I was playing a junior league game and we didn't have water. And like it was the first water break I had that was no water.
Do you not bring your own
kind
water?
of defeated the pro.
The rule is that's the way you do it. So you
Yeah,
bring your own.
yeah. The whole COVID thing and
Yeah.
all. No, it was just there was no tap in the ground, so yeah.
There was no taps in any lads' houses either to bring water with them.
No, it wasn't viewed as a priority. It was kind of like that. It was more important for the lads to come together and reflect on the last.
What match
10
was
minutes.
that?
It was only a friend. Well, yes, it was a friendly junior.
Did you
league
win?
friendly. No,
No,
That was the alley
fail,
match?
fail,
No,
prepare to fail.
yeah,
Was that the alley match?
that was actually the match.
Should've
Shout
had-
out, Bellies.
Should have had the water filled 2 hours before the match. Ready to go, like.
Yeah, preparations is everything, is it, James?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I like that about you because we've a little bird Oh, that's one of my favourite birds. That's a pipe whitetail. Anyway, sorry. James, the water preparing for matches. Oh yeah, because in some ways I think that you're preparing for bigger occasions in your life. So when you're assistant to goalkeeping coach or whatever, that you are one day going to be manager of an inter-county team or manager of...
That's like, I think the more you get involved with things, the more you see, the more you can, like, if you're good coaches or good thieves as well. You go somewhere, you'll see, I like that, and you rob it and put your own kind of spin on it.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of teams I've been involved with, I've took something from all of them.
That's interesting. What's a cliche that you think is most false? Like, what phrase really grinds your gears?
It's the new normal, isn't it?
Oh,
It's the
okay.
new normal.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just fucking said to spill space, like, in conversations. Sure, it's the new normal. It's not the new normal.
Yeah.
There's never been a normal.
No.
What's your least favourite cliche?
Ooh, that's a great question.
It's your question.
It's a great question because I haven't got an answer really. I don't know what grinds my gears. I know. I think when people go, and maybe it's an Irish thing where we go, sure, it doesn't matter, self-deprecation or something, because it does matter. Everything matters. Everything matters. So even in small ways, but anyway, that's something that grinds my gears. There's my flash flood, if that means it. And you, Mark? You've so many. Staycation.
Well, that's a phrase. Well, yeah, I suppose that is a cliche, isn't it? Staycation.
I don't know. Just broadening the horizons for you.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll just sit with that now, and we'll go to James. Why do you enjoy management?
So it's no good as a player, so it's a chance to stay involved and do something. Play a role in something bigger than yourself.
Yeah. Service, yeah, I like that. James, if you were to be an animal, what would you be?
A badger.
Ooh. You've got the hair for it, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Very
badgers.
hairy man.
Vicious fuckers too, the badgers are.
Oh,
They are. The honey badger is the most aggressive animal on the planet.
that's what we learned, didn't we?
I, wouldn't
Yeah.
I just like the black and white lads.
The black and white.
Oh, right,
They're
okay.
fucking vicious enough too.
Yeah.
There's some bite on them, like a pit bull. I only seen one in real life a week during the day. I think they're nocturnal animals.
Yeah.
I seen one in Donegal. Was going chasing a load of sheep.
Oh, gee.
What's yours, Michael? Butterflies.
Butterflies. I do like a good butterfly. Birds. I like birds. What bird would I be, or what animal would I be? I think I like the goat. There's something. That's my spirit animal.
Goat.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're stubborn.
Stubborn.
They're kind of
What kind of goat? A billy goat or a pup
a
goat?
pygmy goat or something.
A pig. They're the little small ones.
Yeah, but they have a bit about them.
I thought you'd be one of the pup goats that they throw up on the.
In Kilgarvan.
You would be the pup goat.
Yeah, I would
actually. Yeah, put me up there for a weekend and feed me. Yeah. Mark, would you be an animal?
A baboon.
Oh,
I'd say. I just like them. I like the whole intensity of it.
yeah.
It's very...
Did you see that in Dublin Live they had a story about an orangutan that took a child's toy, and the child thought that he was going to give it back to him, but I think he just destroyed the toy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
In Dublin too?
Yeah, the video was brilliant. Like, he drops it in the water in front of the orangutan fishes it out with like some bit of grass or like a stick or something, fishes it out, like starts giving it kisses and everything. Oh, this is very cute. And all, he brings it up, and like on the enclosure there's like a rope going across over the walkway. So like everyone thought that like everything going up there, going across, like, and there's all shit. Like, oh, drop the toy. Then he does, rips it back. And
That's right.
and like the fluff out the inside is falling on top of the crying child.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nature isn't
Nature is healing.
Nature isn't a Disney film. You put that fucking thing in a cage for its whole life. You think it's going to give you your toy back?
Wow. There's a quote of the day.
Genie.
So now I ran out of questions, so I decided I'd pick a poem for James. So I picked one from Emily Dickinson, and it's called "I Could Not Drink It Sweet. I could not drink it sweet till you had tasted first, though cooler than the water was, the thoughtfulness of thirst."
What's that? What does it mean?
I don't really know, but I thought of that. I thought of thirst, and I thought of Guinness, and I thought, sure, that's a bit of James.
The thoughtfulness of thirst. Does that mean the idea of the thing is better than the thing itself?
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan of that poem, Michael.
Were you not? No. Okay, maybe I should go for the simpler ones. Dickinson has so
rhyme.
much packed into them. Oh, there's no rhyme there.
How I quit smoking was that I realised that I liked the idea of smoking more than actually smoking. Because I was like, I'd like a fag would be lovely. And then I'd actually smoke it, and after 2 puffs I was like, this tastes awful and it's killing me. But I'm going to finish it. So then once I realised that, I was able to stop.
That's very interesting. The thoughtfulness of thirst. Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? How, we think we need things like, every moment we're thinking, I need a drink after I eat. And, we're constantly just a rolling machine, building up energy.
Of want.
Of want, yes.
Yeah. A different kind of want.
Yeah. Variety.
Yeah.
So that's the human experience, I suppose. Any thoughts on that, James?
A bit too highbrow for me on a Sunday morning.
Fair enough. Any thoughts that you want to get off your chest, James?
Oh, jeez, I don't know where to start.
Speaking of animals first, actually, there was a panther in Owlert.
Good question, yeah.
Was Adrian Flynn was in Owlert for the weekend?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Have we got
this? Or?
I'll put the picture up anyway.
on it. Yeah, but this lad...
yeah.
And the worst part is that he has people that are supporting this idea that there's a panther in Owlert.
Yeah.
That he has a group of friends. Like,
he said it was about 50 yards in a field away from his home. He was in the house and looked out the window, and he thought it was a big black dog, but then he does hunting and he realised that it was a big muscular type of cat. It was massive, he said.
It was probably one of those Newfoundland dogs, the big black fluffy dogs.
Do you know, it could have been as easy as a calf. I'm sorry, the picture is awful.
Show us the picture.
You'd even question why they had it in the paper. That's no.
What the fuck? It's a fucking black dot.
Yeah, it's very fuzzy. What did he take that photo on?
A lad now just come out of the pub and fell or something on the way home and is trying to think up a story for it, maybe. Yeah.
And apparently 2 days ago was the day that aliens were supposed to land on Earth.
Oh.
According to this film, I think the film was called I can't remember the name of the film, 2714 or something. And apparently they predicted a load of stuff that was going to be right. And this is a film that was out in the 80s. And on those days that the aliens were supposed to arrive, there was meteor showers.
Really? And there've been meteor showers recently?
That's what I mean. That's what, on the day, they didn't predict the meteor showers, they predicted the aliens going to arrive, but on those, at that day, there were meteor showers that night.
Did you see that awful shooting over in London there?
No.
It's Plymouth. This fella, he was part of a YouTube community that was into, they call themselves incels.
That's not a community, Michael.
Oh.
Incels are people who can't get a ride. Involuntary celibates is what it's short. Yeah. Oh, but maybe they're part of a group called incels.
No, you're right. In that, I just hadn't heard it before. But basically, he has a YouTube account, and it's connected to Incel TV. Although in one of the videos, the man who committed just murder at random, and he said he wouldn't clarify himself as an incel. Basically, it just seems he became extremely frustrated, but
can't get a ride.
Oh. But he killed his own mother.
Jesus Christ.
He killed, he was 22 and he killed 5 people.
This is so dark.
Yeah. It is dark. It is dark. Do we have any explanations of this, or do we have any comments?
He's an incel and he's frustrated.
Yeah.
Because no one will ride him, so he's taking out on his mother and killing everyone.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I've done no research on this.
They also said that it wasn't a terrorist act, but there's that would be fairly terrifying. But there's people online complaining that it should be called a terrorist act because he identifies as an incel, says he hates women, and then he went and killed women. So,
and his own mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Do you think you could kill anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, James. I don't need any more.
No more questions, John.
I rest my case.
I wouldn't have it in me, no.
I would, I think, in an defence circumstances.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
If you had no food for a week, would you be able to kill someone?
No, I don't think so. Murder? Maybe, actually, I don't know.
I think our human species, I think if I had no food for 4 days, I'd be a very different man. And I'd be much wilder opinions than I have now.
But people fast to gain peace.
Yeah, but do they fast for 4 days?
Yeah.
Oh.
People fast for a week.
Do they?
You can go 21 days without food, is it? Or is that war? I think it's 21 without food, 11 without war.
Yeah.
Sure, look at the hunger strikers, how long they went for.
Bobby Sands didn't kill anyone.
No.
That's
Well,
voluntary though. If it was involuntary, where you couldn't get food,
Yeah.
would that be different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how
that's true.
would your view of a supermarket change if you couldn't get food for 7 days? Like, would you, like,
why wouldn't they be able to get food though?
Yeah.
you've no money?
No money.
Yeah. And
We leave you out in Kenya or somewhere.
Become
in
John the
desert.
Baptist and eat fucking honey and locusts and go around like a madman, throwing lads in water.
Did you see your man who's walking around in his Speedos?
yeah,
Speedo Mick.
Speedo, Mick.
he's some boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
I can't get over him.
He was out in
I should
Castle.
said he's going to be arrested somewhere. Yeah, he's an English fella. He's in right shape, isn't he?
He's doing some walking.
Yeah.
Where does he sleep? He has a tent, does he, or something?
Does he?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know much about him, but he's
so.
raising funds for UK charities there. I think he's raised something like
he's a big Everton
£40,000. Is he? Yeah.
It's on
Yeah.
his Speedos.
Oh, is it?
Written on his Speedos.
I think he's like known around Goodison Park for just going to the matches in Speedos.
Yeah.
And they let him in.
In fairness to him, he's...
It's a very English thing, like going to football matches and taking your clothes off. Like up in Newcastle, lads out in the freezing cold, belly hanging out over the trousers and all. I don't get it.
Yeah. It's... Yeah.
Like, I don't see why lads go to matches and feel the need to take their clothes off.
Right.
Like seeing it, the time Wexford won the Leinster final, the lads up on Hill 16, tops off and around their head, and just like, what the fuck is the point in it? Like, get sunburned.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. But your man has been doing it. He must have a heart of gold because he's doing it with your man whose 3 children were killed by their mother, and he is some man. He's set up 3 charities. I know I mentioned him before, but
I think he
mind-blowing.
started for that young lad, that young Sunderland fella. Remember the young lad from Sunderland that was really sick?
Oh,
Bradley something was
yes.
his name.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right. Speedo Mick started for
I think
that.
I'm not sure. I think he had raised a few pounds from at some stage, maybe.
Yeah. Some gone. Yeah. Do you have any other stories? Joe Duffy had a big row with someone there. This was
That's a shock.
This is mad. It sounded mad anyway. First of all, there was a caller in and she said, he goes to her, are you related to Eamon Holmes? And she was. So how did Joe know that? And then anyway, Joe Duffy was called a big fat shite. By,
Is this a few weeks ago?
yeah.
Was this not discussed on the podcast already?
No, this was the train incident we had on the podcast.
Train.
Joe Duffy.
That was a big row as well.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, Liveline's a great bit of entertainment in the
is.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Like he's going to get cancelled soon because he's going to piss off someone or say something. That'll be the end of Joe Duffy.
I don't think so. I think Joe has more power.
What happened? George Hook got cancelled.
What did George Hook do?
But
I don't know. What did he do?
he
Storming a teacup.
rape.
Yeah, he insinuated that she was asking for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Joe wouldn't come
That's-
out with
yeah.
extreme opinions like George Hook.
I don't know. He might.
You would think he has a few buried, you know.
I'd say he does, yeah.
Where are the bodies?
Where's the bodies, Joe?
Are they?
Are they cancelled? Right. I know Joe will get cancelled. But like, I think a nation like Ireland needs a Joe Duffy.
Why is
Like,
it?
it's like a red button,
It
like.
needs a few lads like Eamon Dunphy, Joe Brawley, all them lads. Like,
Yeah, but there's no one. They yeah, absolutely. But like, there's no one with the same public interaction as Joe Duffy. You know, it's like a red button. No, I'll complain. I'll go to the police. I'll go there. I'll go to Joe Duffy.
The best one I heard actually, someone was on holidays and they couldn't get something. we were on holidays and this one was whinging, I want this, and your mum was like, I can't have it, you can't have it. And your one turned around and says, if I don't get it, I'm going to ring Joe Duffy. And the next thing, the manager comes down fairly quick with what your one wanted. And that was it, problem solved. Like, maybe we should all do that.
Just tripping Joe.
I don't want to go to work this week, but I still want to get paid. And if you don't do it, I'm going to ring Joe.
Let's see how that goes. I like that. Yeah.
Like, he's just, he doesn't, I wouldn't say like he's not, doesn't come out a whole lot. It's just like, yeah, go on. How does it make you feel? Like, it's not, he's not really asking too many probing questions.
No. There's a lot of tutting. Go on.
Terrible Joe.
Terrible. Go on.
Yeah. James, anything else you want to get off your chest?
Roy was 50 this week. Delighted with that.
You were delighted with that.
Some great content around it.
Go on. You brought the book anyway.
We have the book. These are getting to the end of Liam Dunn, so we need a new book.
Right.
And
Here he
that's
is.
Give us a page, James. You probably know a good page. Oh, he's photos and all in it.
photos, loads of photos.
There's him and Martin Edwards.
Former owner of United.
He hasn't aged badly at all, has he? Like he's
No, he had a picture up there on Instagram, and the man is in good nick for 50 years of age.
Out walking the dogs. Was he have 2 Labradors?
No, he's a German Shepherd now.
Shepherd, hasn't he?
Triggs is dead.
Go on, give us a page, James.
I want to get the one where he goes over your man. 102.
87. Have you read this book more than once?
I've read it a few times. Often if I wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, I'll turn to Roy for a bit of guidance
Mother
on life.
Mary comes. Northern Ireland's bitter sectarian divide afflicted football as much as any other sport of life in the north. Windsor Park, where we were due to play, was home of Linfield Football Club. Like Rangers in Scotland, Linfield was a Protestant club. For the first time in history, Linfield had recently signed a Catholic, a decision that caused great controversy. The player, who was also black, another major problem for Linfield's bigoted supporters, didn't last long, nor did the manager who signed him. Will I keep going?
Keep going.
Windsor Park was and remains a no-go area for Catholics, unless travelling in numbers to support a Catholic club. In 1993, no Catholic had managed the Northern Ireland team, although many of their most renowned players were Catholics. For all kinds of reasons to do with the ancient hatreds, few Catholic nationalists supported the Northern Ireland international side. Instead, they pledged allegiance to the team they considered their own, the Republic of Ireland. Many Northern Catholics travelled Lansdowne Road to support the Republic. Will I keep going?
Yeah.
All right.
You're telling it lovely.
Not surprisingly, the atmosphere in Windsor Park was loaded. Wonder why the BBC had decided to send war correspondent Kate Aid to cover the match. We soon discovered the reason. Hate-fueled chants about Fenian scum and Teague bastards greeted us when we took the field. The English-born members of the party looked bewildered. Knowing little of the history, lads like Andy Townsend, John Aldridge, Tony Cascarino and Alan McLaughlin were puzzled. What's this all about, Roy? Andy wondered. How long have you got? I replied with a laugh. What was striking was that...
Sorry, now, can you hold the book properly?
Sorry, I'm only... Oh.
Don't be damaging the books.
What was striking was that the bile wasn't merely flowing from the terraces. The crowd in the main stand were just as ugly. The Northern Ireland team had rolled over at Lansdowne Road. Now they were up for it in a big way. I think the strange atmosphere may have broken some of our players' concentration, and the level of resistance offered by the Northern Ireland lads surprised me. They really didn't want us to qualify. There was not much in the game for them except thwarting our World Cup aspirations. With that objective in mind, they really had a go, and after 27 minutes, Jimmy Quinn put them in the lead. Luckily, 3 minutes later, Alan McLaughlin transformed the game with a fantastic strike from outside the box. A corner from the right was cleared, Alan took it on the volley, and the keeper never had a chance. We hung on, lifted by the news that Spain were in front against Denmark. We were through to USA 94. I was pleased, of course, to be going to the World Cup finals, but as the champagne flowed in the dressing room and the party continued on our jubilant midnight flight back to Dublin, I felt slightly detached from the mood around me. My reservations about Charlton and setters, the lousy preparations, our primitive way of playing the game, all the bullshitting and backslapping that accompanied this achievement caused me to hold back. I wasn't plugged into this scene. We got the right result despite doing almost everything wrong. I just couldn't forgive any of it and join the party. Unless things change dramatically, we'll be found out at the World Cup finals.
Good one to finish on.
He's never happy, is he?
No. The man is all about going to preparing the best to do your best. Like you hear the stories of what went on, like with some of the Jack Charlton teams. Yeah, it was great. It was a bit of a laugh, like, and maybe that was their own way of building this camaraderie and this great team spirit. But this is a man that's 93, possibly playing for United at the time. Not sure. He might have just moved to United. Like, you're going to Manchester United, the biggest organisation in the world. You're doing everything right every day. You're looking after yourself. You're not going out for a few pints before a match. You're not eating cheese sandwiches before a match. It's like, you're preparing right. And I think, to me, he's the ultimate professional.
Yeah.
Like,
everything is just, we'll do it right.
do you ever like say to yourself, what will Roy Keane do to kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Yes, James, you continue to amaze.
Well, like, he pulled up a great point there about the English and not knowing their history.
Yeah.
That's another thing that gets on my tits.
The English.
No, they're just ignorant.
They're not taught in schools, sure. They're not taught about what went on over here.
No, and like there was something during the week. Some British MP or something was given out about the wind that shakes the barley, saying it portrays the English in a bad light. And like someone turned around to him, this all actually happened. No, it didn't. What are you talking about? He said. Obviously a Tory, like.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Bastards.
Like, how can you be so ignorant?
Yeah. Breed showed me something there yesterday that apparently when, like, you're writing a letter in English, you say, Dear Michael or Dear James or to whom it may concern or whatever, but in the Irish language, a letter is always started with a cara, which means you're addressing them as my friend first, instead of formally. So whenever you're addressing someone, you address them as your friend, whereas the English are far more business orientated bastards, cold hard scum.
That's a simple contrast.
Like, just they come out with bullshit, like.
Yeah.
Like, I seen one of them, we invented this game and everyone's laughing at us, like, about the Euros. But then, like, they're saying most of the racist abuse around the time of the Euros towards the English players actually came from England.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they knew that was going to come. Like, immediately after it, just listening to the UK TV coverage, you could tell that, like, they were saying, they're good and we need to, not be abusing them now. It was that sort of tone, like.
But, like, it's just... Imagine having to come out on national television and say, don't be saying bold or, like, bad
Don't be
things to
racist.
people. Don't be racist.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
It's like someone out of Father's Head, nearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that now. Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That never happened in Ireland. Imagine, like, no one had ever abused Paul McGrath or Ashley, like.
No. Jesus, no,
For
you
having
wouldn't.
a bad game or missing a fucking penalty, like.
It might happen today, maybe.
Do you think?
I don't think the Irish.
I don't think
Like,
so.
I seen Aidan O'Shea saying, people say horrible things on Twitter. I think Twitter's a horrendous platform.
Yeah, it is. It's a cesspit. I don't use it.
Like, I have a couple of coaching things, stats things I follow on it. That's about it. Like,
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, I'm getting all these bullshit notifications, like things I don't actually want. Really, things I don't want. Where is it? It's buried in the back of my phone here. And it's just like, I don't want to know about this. Why am I getting told this? Like this Ewan McKenna fella. Do you know him?
He's a sports journalist.
I don't know who he is. But, like, rights aren't rights if someone can take them away. They're temporary privileges. For me, that shook me to the core this last 18 months, knowing the ban for removal of more comfort is the same. You might not like me. Like, just bullshit. I don't want to see that kind of shite, like. Recommended for me. An old one here. I have some news. I had chest pains in Waterford University Hospital where tests are showing I need a triple bypass. It can't be done here, but they're shipping me off on Sunday by ambulance to the Mater for the operation early next week. Wish me luck. Who's that? Mary Darrington. Look, Mary.
Best of luck,
Best of
Mary.
luck, Mary.
Best of luck, but, like,
Take it, Andy.
I don't want to see that kind of thing. I don't really care about Mary at the end of the day. Like, I don't know who she is or where she comes from.
Look, Mary.
And what else is there? Someone else. I have a bit of personal news, folks. I've known this for a while. But today seems like a good day to share it. Today I celebrate my 50th birthday. Like,
Happy birthday. Who is it?
who I don't. Michael Cronin.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Michael
birthday,
Cronin.
Mike.
That man.
Can we call this episode Happy Birthday, Michael Cronin?
What's this? There's vaccine passports. I'm all for it. Like, I don't want to see tweets of lads giving out about them. Like, it's just like, fuck off Twitter. Like, what's going on with the algorithm? I don't really get these whole algorithm things, but dose of shite in my book.
I'm the same. Why do we look at it? Like, I go on Snapchat every Sunday morning and all I see is just people drinking shots. I spent half an hour watching that.
I got rid of Snapchat. Dose of shite. Facebook's going to follow fairly soon.
Oh,
Yeah, Facebook's the worst of it.
They're all gone to the dogs.
all of them.
All of them. What's
No,
next?
there's no crack on them anymore.
No.
Like, remember in school, if you became friends with a young one, all of a sudden you'd have comments coming in left, right and centre and likes and you'd be absolutely mortified. Oh God, this is terrible. At the same time, you'd be there, fuck, this is deadly. More of this. Like, that crack has gone over.
Yeah, and you can see the best friends on Snapchat and all.
It's all gone.
It's all gone.
No development.
No, none at all. You don't have Michael Dwyer up the front of a bus
No.
destroying people's childhoods.
Creating trauma.
That was great. So what we used to do, I don't know, people listening that weren't on the bus or whatever, like we used to go to, it could be anything, it could be the Dwyer Tours, or it could be a school hurling match, it could be a school football match, it could be a procession for a funeral. Michael would be up the front of the bus, and what you do is you text Michael and he wouldn't be anonymous, so you'd know who sent the message but no one else would, and he'd read this out on the microphone with Matty beside him.
Matty cousins, yeah.
A lot of them were to do with Michael and Matty sucking each other off.
That's not the gear stick, Matty.
Oh, they were great. I might read out the message on the microphone.
Did McCarthy and Wickham travel on the...
A couple of
Once,
times. Wickham
once or
definitely
twice,
did.
yeah. I remember I did it on a club bus and there were definitely children too young for what was going on. But anyway,
They were the good old days.
the good old days.
You
Yeah,
wouldn't
the
get away
summers
with
we
that.
took for granted.
Yeah.
But you know, there's never... I was only saying to Katie the other... There's never going to be another Thirsty Thursday like there was in McGovern's.
Do you think?
No. But like, that was just mad. Remember, we were minor footballers at the time and somehow getting in for a couple of pints. But like, you'd be fucking training. You'd nearly get the lads to move train to 7 o'clock so you could get out for 8, showered, washed, in town, get a few pints before it gets too busy.
Used to be able to get 5 vodkas in a pint glass for a tenner. And the streets, like, it wasn't even like the pub was full, like the streets were full.
Yeah.
The Chamois Lane.
And you'd run up to
There's
get
no privacy in
but
it.
you'd run up to get the stamp as well.
Yeah,
The stamp,
yeah.
you were talking about the stamp last week and Hall brought it back to me.
You'd come back down then after you get the stamp. Yeah, we ruined it for the rest of them, didn't we? We had our fun. That was all
Until,
it
like-
was.
We have a fucking great crack though. Thursday night out. That's where I met Katie.
What was it?
Thursday
Night in McGovern's, yeah.
Oh.
Jesus.
Went up and laughed at her and said, haha, you shifted Gavin's stamp last week. And it all went from there.
Yeah.
Wow. She's not shifting Gavin's stamp anymore.
We hope
I
not.
hope not. Anyway. just the madness though, those Thursday nights.
Yeah, they were, and it'd be a Thursday, and then you might take a Friday
I
off.
remember the owl lad. You had the owl lad that stand on the steps there as well, and he'd be in the middle of it, and he'd be fucking delighted with all the.
In his
all
Leinster
the-
jersey.
Yeah, delighted with the goings on. And the coke man
The
as well.
Coke man, yeah.
Coke.
You know Coke.
Coke man.
Coke used to stand on the stairs and just every so often you go, Coke.
Yeah. That was a Coke man, yeah.
Like, how are all them lads in lockdown? That's what I want to know.
How are they getting on?
He stands at his own stairs.
Yeah.
But like, is Cormac from Hall still working in McGovern's?
No one knows.
No, who knows? Like,
No one knows.
who's going to look after the top bar now with him gone?
James, I've to head, I'm afraid, but
I'm not finished. You may sit down. No, you go on. It's all
you're
right.
going, yeah. Well, continue going.
Do you have much more to get after test change?
I do.
Right, what do you want
I
to
do.
talk about?
I miss French's on a Thursday night.
I wouldn't go to French's on a Thursday.
No, I missed the trad on a Thursday night, innit?
With Sean Sheridan.
Just so whoever, like, lads in there.
Bye, Michael.
Cheerio. Miss Thursday nights. Miss being a young lad and not having a care in the world.
But did you really not have a care in the world back then? You had leave cert.
Yeah,
You had college.
but you know something? They're fucking small compared to what's going on now, like.
I don't know. I'm a lot happier now than I was at that age. I prefer being an adult.
Yeah, but I like just the freedom of college.
Mm.
Freedom on the road, freedom from tax, freedom from all that kind of thing. Like, you just go out and do you. And so what if you had a lecture Friday morning? Nobody really cared whether you went to it or not.
No.
You can't do that for work on Friday morning. Like, people care if you don't go to work now.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, that was on your own bat as well, though. Like, you could end up fucking failing if you didn't go on a Friday morning to a lecture.
And
No, I didn't. I did fail.
my Friday morning lectures were generally
Sure, I used to go
enough.
to your lectures.
Oh yeah, remember the first time you came to UCD?
Yeah.
What one was that for? Was it a history one you
History
came in
one,
for?
no, I
wasn't it?
don't know what the topic was. I didn't pay too much attention.
You were fascinated by theatre, rail.
Oh, it was huge. It was like, I'd never seen anything like it because I was still in 6th year. I think I was supposed to be in school that day, actually, but I was in college. And we were in this big fucking amphitheatre and this fella in a trench coat at the top. And you were like, look at this lad now, this is great. And I sat there and I was bored out of my mind for an hour.
But, probably Paul Rouse or someone talking.
I can't remember who it was.
Were you ever in theatre, rail in UCD, Robbie?
No.
No. I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worth.
Stick it on the list.
Where did you go to college, Robbie?
Went up to DIT first, Kevin Street, to do computer science. Lasted 2 months there, and then went to the Irish Film Academy, then Bow Street, and now I'm in IT Carlow. So
Computer science is tough going.
it's fucking. It's like 3-hour algebra lectures. And I
Don't
started
you-
the class, I wouldn't know what was going on, and by the end of it, I fucking doubly didn't know what the fuck was going on. But yeah, fair play to whoever stuck it out. They're finished now and probably driving a Ferrari or something.
There's no money in IT.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else must be getting it. I'm not. Not getting enough of it.
Money in AI. Artificial insemination.
Is that what What's His Face is doing?
We had to do it. I was out on a farm in Australia and we had to do AI in all the cows. And I had this Indian fella. It was me, an Indian fella, and a Vietnamese lad who was 5 foot tall. And we had all these cows.
How many cows is there?
I'd say now there was about 300 on the farm, but there was around 50, I'd say, in a pen the size of this room. Or not, a bit bigger than this room. Like, as much as you can fit 3 cows and me and 2 other lads in it. That
Right.
was it. And we were slapping the cows and trying to get them all in, and they wanted none of it. Like, we were being pushed up against the gates, and it's a raw enough fucking ordeal.
And the Jews have the glove and
I didn't get the glove now, the other fella did, but he
you had to go in.
The fella
straight
who was
in,
doing
no
this,
kissing, like.
he enjoyed it way too much. The lad who was doing this, he'd like rub their arse and say "good girl" and like.
Bit of an Austin Fanning of fella.
Yeah.
Michael O'Reilly was big on that.
On the AI,
Oh, I loved it.
did he? I didn't. Oh no, I didn't listen too much to him. But we used to have casual Fridays with Mick O'Reilly in class. Me and Mob and Grode used to take our ties off, and he wait for him to notice. Some days he didn't notice. We'd take our ties off in class, and we just have a casual Friday. And every so often he'd go, Marc.
I used to do something like that with Bert Murphy. Do you know the way the rule was you can't wear jackets? I used to sit down the back and see how long I'd get away with wearing a jacket for.
Jacket off, Mr. Flood.
Yeah, literally, he wouldn't. He'd just point at me, like, just... And I'd pretend not to see him. And he'd start walking down slowly then, and he'd be pointing. Like, everyone would be working, and I'd be there, just, this is great crack Irish now on a Friday, doing fuck all. Myself and Mac playing dead arms down the back of the classroom.
Do you remember the day I came into your maths class?
That was great crack.
I'd got kicked out of my own class. And I was wandering around the corridor, and I saw James and Stamp, was it?
Stamp was there.
And they go, what are you doing? I was like, nothing really. Like, and they go, come on into our class. You were still waiting outside, the teacher was late or something. And he asked her, could I sit in? I'd know where to go. And she said, fine, just sit down in the back and don't make any noise. And I definitely made noise when I went in as well.
You weren't too bad. You got about 10 minutes out of it. And then you see the €2 coin in her pocket.
Yeah, can we bleep the teacher's name actually? Right. So I seen she was standing up at the top of the class giving the fucking lessons on maths trigonometry. And I seen she was wearing tight jeans, and I could see in her pocket was a circle about that size. And I was like, was it you I was sitting beside? Was that? Yeah.
Me.
I hit James' box and I go, she has a Johnny in her pocket. And the two of us burst out laughing, and then I got kicked out of that class as well.
That was good crack.
Yeah.
Sounds harmless now. Probably it was harmless.
It was harmless back then, yeah.
There was no harm in giving you got up in school.
No, I was never aggressive or anything like that towards teachers.
But any of us, like, there was no harm in it. It was just...
it was just messing. We got away with an awful lot. Like, jeez, at that bench, we used to cable tie lads' bags, and your hat got cable tied to the bench at one stage.
Good woolly hat, yeah.
What else happened? Someone got... So, two lads, one of them had got surgery on his arse for an ingrown hair.
Yeah.
And before that, someone had done something to him. So he had a nappy on his arsehole, basically, like a bandage. Took off the bandage, pulled out the ingrown hair that was in his arse, and put it in this other lad's roll that he got for lunch. And your man
heard this story.
Ate the roll. It was quite rough. I'll tell you who it was after. It was we got away with awful messing. And then you had lads like the Worm, and we had our own doorman for the bench out into the quad.
Did we?
Yeah, we had a doorman. We used to pay him. He'd stand at the door.
I never fucking paid him.
And he'd open it for us, the double doors, and you'd give him €1 or 50 cents.
Where was this now?
At our bench. The doorman, Sam the
Outside
doorman.
the music room?
No, the other bench down below. We didn't have that music bench up there. We were down the far end, the lower end.
Oh, that one.
That one. We had a doorman down there. We used to pay him.
I never done any of that.
No.
Probably snarled at him once or twice, man.
Yeah, we were paying him. He was doing a good job.
How much were you paying him?
Just whatever, just whatever he had. He was like the lad in the toilets in a nightclub.
The lollipop man.
The lollipop man. Another time, then down in Area 3, we had Miss Yagwe, my Spanish teacher.
I had her in 6th year, yeah.
And you were in the opposite room.
Yeah.
So there was a wall in between the two rooms, and I knew they could hear us. So I used to shout James and Gavin's name through the wall, like while the teacher was in the class. I got kicked out of that class a few times. And another time,
Paul for pass.
Paul for pass. So there was a fella who sat up the front of the class, and he was good at Spanish, and I wasn't. And the teacher asked me a question wrong once, and I got it wrong, and he laughed at me at the top of the class. So later on in the class, he got a question wrong. So I got marker, and I wrote Paul for pass on the hard part of my hardback, and I got blue tack and I stuck it up on the wall. I ripped my hardback back off and I stuck it up on the wall and I started tapping it like that. Got kicked out for that as well. The same class then we were in the science. I had biology beforehand, and there was a load of candles there, and I was sitting beside a lad who had a lighter, so I brought all these candles to Spanish class and I put them on the out perimeter of my desk, and I lit them all, and I put my head down on the desk like that. The teacher came down and asked me what I was doing. I told her I was having mass. She kicked me out.
Who was that, Freddie Agway?
Yeah. The 3 of them stories were all Miss
Yes,
Yagway.
you gave her black hardship.
It wasn't, but I never, I was never, well, I suppose I was disrespectful to her trying to teach a class, like shouting through it or whatever, but I was never one to, give teachers abuse or anything like that. I was more trying to entertain myself because...
There's none of that goes on in the community school at all now.
No, it's a very efficient system now, isn't it? I haven't been in it, obviously.
I've just heard there's no messing goes on anymore.
No messing. We kind of got, we had...
we were the last year to be a crack.
Yeah. Because we had, when I was in first year, you would sweep in the second year as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and things were kind of a lot more lax standards.
Very lax.
Kick the bottle and let yokes like that going on.
And remember, what was it? Peter Stewart had his nose broke one day doing that.
He kicked the bottle, did he?
Yeah. He was more pushed into the bottle.
Yeah.
I used to love when girls would get brave and go kick the bottle. And they'd walk on all the light. Next thing, someone would squirt a bottle of water in their face.
Yeah. Or you'd hear Stella Keogh coming down the corridor really slowly. You'd hear her heels hitting the floor, and you'd see her staring at lads walking really slowly, looking at the bottle and looking up at them, and keep walking then.
we done it outside a certain teacher's room one day. Well, everyone was outside. I wouldn't be one for that kind of carry on now. But I just remember this certain teacher there was a lad walking down the corridor. This certain teacher leaned into me and he just said, "Make sure this lad kicks the bottle with you." Closed the door, pulled the blinds down and walked away, and the word slowly went down, "Make sure this lad kicks the bottle."
Jesus Christ.
3 guesses who it was.
Oh, I already know who it was.
Yeah. Like them, just good crack. You miss all that.
You miss that, right? I wonder, it might still go on. It might still be a bit of crack in there. You wouldn't know.
You're a bit closer to that age, Shane.
Still going on when I was in there anyway. And I remember hearing that story about making sure that your man hit the bottom.
Yeah. Little Gora, your man was.
Yeah. I think we'll leave it at that, James. I'm going to go to Seafield.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds good.
All right. Ta-ta
Yeah.
and farewell.
Bye, God bless.